Hey, West Michigan, it's Congresswoman Scholten back with another episode of Straight Talk with Scholten. As promised, we are diving deeper into the Republicans' tax and spending overhaul bill, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, and how it will impact all aspects of American life. This is the first in a multi-part series of Straight Talk where we're going to look under the hood of this bill and see what exactly Republicans are trying to cut. I want to clarify a few things first, what we're talking about. In this series, we are breaking down H.R. 1. This is the massive tax and spending overhaul bill that was passed out of Congress a couple weeks ago by a single vote and is now making its way through the Senate. Yes, this is also the bill that Elon Musk supported just a few weeks ago and is now saying, kill the bill. Yes, this is the same bill that Republicans are now saying, oh, wait, I didn't know that was in there, about truly detrimental provisions to the American people. So at the heart of this bill is the extension of Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, also in focus in a future episode. But additionally, this bill contains massive cuts to other programs. When Trump took office, he asked each of the major committees in Congress to find ways to slash spending. For most committees, this comes at a cost to essential programs or services that the American people depend on. In this episode, we're going to focus on education and workforce. So let me give it to you straight. The Committee on Education and Workforce oversees education and workforce programs that affect all Americans, from early learning through secondary education and job training through retirement. The Republican budget cuts $330 billion from the Ed and Workforce Committee. Where is that money coming from? Listen, I believe that we need to reform the Department of Education to better serve Americans, but these cuts are going to make college less affordable, rip away food from low-income kids, and steal educational opportunities for students, all to fund tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy. Let's talk about how. Let's take a look at college affordability. This bill takes a huge bite out of Pell Grants. Since 1972, Pell Grants have been a lifeline for lower-income students pursuing college education, but they cover only 28% of the average cost of attending a four-year public university. As of 2024, a third of undergraduates nationwide rely on Pell Grants, with 88% of recipients attending public universities and receiving Pell Grants in order to do so. These Pell Grants have enabled students to increase and enhance their learning and graduation rates. This funding is crucial for students from working class families and has an immeasurable long-term return on investment for our workforce. And yet, Republicans are poised to reduce or eliminate Pell Grants for more than 4 million students who rely on them for their education. Now, for those who have taken out student loans and currently have a balance to repay, get ready, it's about to get more expensive. This Republican bill, H.R. 1, would force them into an unaffordable repayment plan. Their proposal removes existing repayment plans and increases payment for most borrowers by almost $200 a month on average. I'll be the first to say that we have to reform the way we do higher education and post-secondary training in America, but we cannot leave these students high and dry. As a mom of school-age boys, I'm not only thinking about these college students, but the young kids who rely on federal funding, not just to survive, but thrive in the classroom. This bill steals educational opportunities away from students of all ages and will create the first nationwide federal voucher program, forcing taxpayers to fund private schools and homeschool. Public taxpayer dollars are for public schools. This provision would effectively divert funding resources away from public schools that serve over 90% of students in America. Let's break down the math. This provision would spend $5 billion a year in taxpayer dollars to fund private school tuition for about 1 million students. That's roughly $5,000 per child. Meanwhile, the Individuals with Disability Act, IDEA, which supports more than 7 times as many students, receives less than $2,000 per child. The IDEA is a commitment that Congress made decades ago, signed into law by my predecessor and Grand Rapids native Gerald Ford. But rather than funding the IDEA, this Congress is choosing to divert billions towards private school vouchers. These vouchers overwhelmingly benefit wealthy families, while students with disabilities, the vast majority of whom attend public schools, continue to be underfunded and underlooked. We cannot abandon America's kids. It's irresponsible and immoral. Now, listen, I am all for families, again, making the best decisions for their own kids. No parent wants the government telling them, what they need to do. But this bill makes it impossible for parents to make good choices for their kids by diverting public dollars meant for public schools away to wealthy special interests. I've said before, and I'll say it again, this is not a budget. It's a betrayal. It's time for the Republican Party to prioritize working Americans. We've seen time and time again that Trump's Republican Party is not pro-worker. They're pro-billionaire. I'll never stop working for you, West Michigan, working to ensure that you, not huge corporations and the ultra-wealthy, get a seat at the table. Keep staying engaged, and I'll see you for our next episode.